as we get back into, that part of the world, that's why the crystals are coming forward. That's why there's so many, and I'm going to say so many people waking up, because more and more every day people are seeing lies being shown everywhere in their world. And as people are bombarded with all that, I don't understand, how come it's like this? It's never been like this before in my life. People are going to start questioning things. And any little thing that we can share with people, as, whether it is seriously a little love tap on the hand and a little love tap on the shoulder, we can do that all the time to people. I feel your pain. You don't have to say anything to them, but in your, with Reiki, a lot of times to me, it's just choke away with a touch. And truly what I'm doing is I'm passing my human energy field onto another person with good intent. And what that good intent is going to do, it's going to help that person just that much. And sometimes that's even what a lot of, I will say, light workers, energy workers say, is that's a spark or a seed planted. That's what that does. And it allows that energy to stick with that person for more things to start coming to them, so they can see more truths. So we'll go into the star systems, and there's more than just a Pleiades, Liz. But the Pleiadians are the ones right now that are here to be able to help us through the confusing times and to help us keep our light strong. And because they're anywhere between 10th and 12th dimensional beings, and they speak to us telepathically. A lot of the Pleiadians on the planet are tall blondes, really tall. Like if you look at the Swedish population, a lot of them are Pleiadians. There's also, if you guys want to check on Google, there's a tribe in Africa, no, I'm sorry, in Ecuador, that are, not in Ecuador, South America, that are, they say that they are descendants of the Pleiadians. The Pleiadians had dropped them off here. And they still live, and they are Pleiadians. There's a whole big story on it, and I can't remember it off the top of my head at this moment. And also the tribes in the United States here believe that the Pleiadian ships have dropped them off here. And one of the cool things that I've recently come across is there's a place here called Shipwreck Rock, and I haven't made it there, this ship, but it will be soon in my life that I'll make it there. But the Navajo story is that the Pleiadians dropped them off, the big bird dropped them off on this planet, and got in a war with the other star systems up there, and the ship crashed and went in the ground and brought itself back up. So it's this great big monument in the middle of the desert that's made of rock, but it has an amazingly cool energy. And it's sacred, and you can't climb it. But there's been people of spirits, shamans, and things like that that have been there. And, some of the reports that come back is that you can actually hear them singing, and you can hear the celebrations, and you can actually see them when you go into meditation. You can see all the spirits. So there's places like that on this earth that the Pleiadians have dropped off part of their tribes to be able to help with the evolution of the species. And one of the other tribes that the Pleiadians work with are the Lakota in Canada and the US. And the Lakotas actually have a chief, and his name is Golden Light Eagle. And Chief Golden Light Eagle is actually the chief of the Star Nation. And so he actually has much communication. I was going to go to Spanish there for a minute. He has lots of communication from other star systems and other messages. What were you going to say?
Mucho.
Yeah, I was going to say mas. I was going to keep going. With the Star Nation, the Pleiades are part of the Star Nation. Okay, and so are the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Lyrians, the Sirians, and each one of the Pleiades has, I think there's, the Seven Sisters, yeah. Each one of the Pleiades has a different star system within them. So the cat people come from the Pleiades, the leopard people, or the lion people, the bear people, the monkey people, the bird people. They are all species that come from different star systems around the Pleiades cluster. Because when you look at Pleiades, it's actually called the Seven Sisters, but you can't always see all the stars because they hide on you. It's just so far away, and just the way it's at, you can't see all the star systems. So you've probably even noticed on some of the channels that there are weird things happening up in the sky these days. And people are getting photographs of ships and all over the world. It's not just in certain places, and they're not photoshopped. So disclosure of those star systems and those beings here to help us it's there, and we just have to open our eyes and look. And sometimes it's really hard. It's like, how come they didn't tell us about this stuff? Because they didn't want us to know, again, how powerful we are as humans, because we have free will, and free will is something that you don't have on other planets and other systems. So here, you may think that we know how something's going to turn out, but we always have to keep in mind that free will rules on this planet. So at the last second, each and every one of us could change our mind about something, which again changes everything for the whole rest of the universe. Have you ever heard of the butterfly effect? Well, that it does happen that way. And one person changes their mind, and they decide they're not going to go this way, and this person's going to go that way, and all of a sudden there's accidents that happen. There's people get confused within their own daily lives. So as we continue going through this whole evolution thing, our star brothers and sisters are here to help us out. We've talked about Sasquatch as well. Sasquatch is one of our star brothers and sisters, and they show up when we're ready to listen, or we're ready to connect with them. And there's nothing to be afraid of, because if they wanted to hurt us, they would have a long time ago. And it's not like they don't have access to us. We're the ones that don't have access to them, because we've been dumbed down energetically by design of the 26,000 year cycle. So we needed to go through those days of darkness in order to find the light. And each and every one of us has been on this 26,000 year cycle. How many times? I can't answer that for each and every one of us. How many times have you had? How many lives have you had? How many? Who knows? And again, that's all past life stuff that, we can figure out someday. But once we cross over the threshold into consciousness with the planet, we'll know everything. We'll be able to see it and know who we were in each one of our lives and all the lessons that we learned. And how come all of a sudden I know how to do this where I didn't yesterday? And that is part of what's in our own DNA that we've locked up until we come back into a vibration that's going to say, hey, guess what? You're going to get another new skill. And again, in my own journey, just through experience, I used to hear, I've always heard lots, and I didn't understand that. My clairaudience is my strongest point, as well as my clairsentience. My clairaudience about seeing, know so much. It's not great. But that's okay. I'm all right with that, because in my journey, I've realized that I'm to feel. I'm a feeler. I am to understand feelings all around me. Why is it coming to me? To be able to share what I've learned with everybody, because sometimes when people think that they're having an anxiety attack, it really truly is somebody's probably blasting them with love. I mean, truly, the anger and stuff is there, and if you're in those type of situations, yeah, you're going to feel that. But more often than not, it's, the love vibes that come through. And until you're comfortable feeling love vibes, it can be uncomfortable, and it make you squirm and make you cry, because you're fighting against something that is so natural, but it hasn't been taught, so we don't know it. And that's simply really all that is. So where are we at here? We still got about 20 more minutes.